Do you think it's wrong for a man to not want to date a trans woman?
I don't think it's necessarily wrong, especially when it comes to like the sexual aspect, because there might be a guy that's like, okay, let me try this relationship with a trans woman who may still have male biological body parts. For some people, they might just not be able to get over that hump, which is like, I feel like is understandable. So yeah, I think again, it all comes to preference and standard.
The whole idea of saying you're transphobic because you don't want to date a trans woman makes absolutely no sense. Some guy said, I'll date who I want to date. Who are you to tell me who to love? And I totally agree with that. Like, we don't tell you who you need to date. Why don't you tell that to us?
If a woman has a body count of 50, for example, and I find that out, I'm gonna start asking questions like, okay, like, you know, tell me about your past. Especially the younger a woman is. Because if a person has a series of failed relationships over and over again, especially a woman, there could be a lot of things that happen there. It's like, okay, what were you doing? Were you doing one-night stands for like a few years, constantly getting railed by guys at bars?
If 50 is that high, why does he even care? Doesn't he have more options than that? My personal opinion would be to find someone else. Also, a woman said, can this type of man just stop speaking on a public platform? You're giving men a bad rap. To be honest, I don't see a point there. If you have an opinion on that, definitely leave it down in the comments.
Don't you think that a lot of women would actually be kind of attracted to that because you're a guy who's in demand?
Well, for me, for example, it will certainly be a turn off if a girl was sleeping with other men or dating other men. But some women might view a guy who's getting with other women as more desirable.
Because it signals to other women that this guy has things that women desire. And if you don't feel special at the end of the day, if you and I were to go on a date and I went on 2-3 dates prior, and you felt some type of way, I could easily talk my way out of that. I could easily explain to you, you're different. I see you different. I'm a guy. I have less options. I have less opportunities. So I have to take advantage of my opportunities. You're more selective. You can afford to dismiss guys. You can afford to tell guys, I don't really, you can afford to do that. Me, you can understand. He's just being a guy. And at the end of the day, women are still wired to know men are just being men.
So you're saying cheating is good? That's some straight up BS. True men don't cheat. Some double standard right here. We're humans. Treat each other as such.
He's just being a guy. And at the end of the day, women are still wired to know men are just being men. So, you know, we can compartmentalize sex and emotion. You can compartmentalize liking a woman but not wanting to be with her. All of these things still leave the door open for you to understand that you have a shot. Whereas with guys, what Brian is saying is he's much more serious about the way he approaches dating. Because he's much more serious about the way he approaches dating, when he sees a woman that does things like go on multiple dates, he don't know if he can take her seriously because that by default is showing that her strategy for dating is basically bullshitting. That's what he's saying.
Yes!
So cheating is okay for men because they're men, but for women?